So to accurately price, you need accurate floor plans and elevation drawings. And this is a typical drawing of a kitchen, a floor plan. It's an L shape. It has an island. So this is what we sketched out with the client during the budget, where cabinets were going to go. So when you're pricing, you want to include overall cabinet dimensions and center lines, and that's going to fit more into ordering your kitchen. But if you're going to be doing these drawings, it's a good time to get it there. And so we're going to suggest that you number all of your cabinets. And the way we're going to enter pricing and ordering, we're going to go left to right, top to bottom. So anything that touches the crown goes first, whether it's a wall cabinet or a tall cabinet. And we're going to do it wall by wall. Part of the reason for that is because we want to be able to create our drawings that are easy to follow based on your submission. So when you're checking, you can look back and make sure we got everything. And so if you're numbering your cabinets, you're going to do it continuously. And as you move to a new styling section or a new room, just continue that numbering. Pricing is going to start with a styling section, and we're going to do that live here in a minute. Your styling section is what a lot of companies might call a header. So it's wood, door style, finish, all the details of what goes into creating the cabinetry. When you start pricing, you're going to include in the room your ceiling height and any notes that you might have relative to default information. So in this case, it says wall cabinets are all 42 high and 12 deep, and talls are 96, 25 and a half deep. Base cabinets are 34 and a half high, 24 deep, and we've got a 5/8 reveal between the doors and the crown, which allows the project manager to properly size the top rail of our wall cabinets. So again, we're going left to right, top to bottom. We're starting with that refrigerator enclosure cabinet. You want to put it in, include the legs, any finished returns, finished bottom, anything that's connected with that cabinet goes directly below it. And then you continue with additional cabinetry. Blocks, as I said earlier, are elevations. And you can either, if you've numbered your elevations, you can put elevation 1, 2, 3, or you can name it, as we did here, refrigerator cooktop. So again, starting with this cabinet, we're including all of the information that's relative to that cabinet. We're going to do the same thing on the second wall in a new block. And something new in our pricing system, if you're doing any cabinet which has an appliance opening, we've included a drop-down menu so you can specify the type of installation. So here's a base cabinet that we're going to put a microwave into. We can say add appliance opening, and then there's the choice between either standard or flush inset. We're still going to need the details, but it allows you to define what type of installation and include any upcharges. So we've gone through, we've added all the cabinetry. We're going to click Save and Done, and that's going to take us back to system generated items. So these are items that are created out of the styling section. So upcharge doors or drawers and molding that you've applied. So you're going to start by clicking on that first item, and you're going to click right on the name and enter all those details. So now we're actually going to go through the process of creating a styling section. And so I've already created the job. And I need a new styling section. So every time we change door styles or woods or finishes, we need to create a new styling section. So as we go through, it's a series of drop downs. Our standard interior is UV plywood. It's the only interior we often offer, so, but you do have to choose it. We're going to do marginal overlay. The outside corner of the cabinets, we've got an 1/8" radius. We have no finished openings, so we can choose none. The color choice in this case is stone with no glaze, and paint defaults to a dull rubbed finish. Then we're going to add doors, and you're going to build your door style. So client had decided on marketplace, recessed. Anytime you're doing paint, we're going to recommend, almost insist, that you're going to do MDF panels. If you need to tell us anything in particular about this selection, you can in the instructions. But because we have some glass doors on this cabinet, I'm going to do save and add another. And again, I'm going to go to marketplace. But now I'm going to choose other. And I'm going to choose one of the selected or offered options. And I bypassed, which will be a problem. So I'm going to go back here. Glass thickness. So we need to know, if you're doing prep for glass doors, whether you're doing 1/8" or 1/4" glass. And the reason is the glass mounts to the door differently. So we have to know how to prep the door for you. Building drawers. We're going to do a solid wood slab on shallow drawers. And then I'm going to do 5-piece drawer heads, marketplace. Recessed, MDF panel. And like most manufacturers, when we do 5-piece drawer heads, we reduce the height of the rail, so your drawer head doesn't get excessive. But we have an option where you can click rail sizes to match doors when possible, and we will take care of that. And I put a note there that says deep drawers. You need to choose between English dovetail and French dovetail. If you're not quite sure what those two are, please check with your rep. They don't cost any different. And then opening height of your top drawer. This is opening height, not drawer head height. Keep that in mind. And again, we have an edge profile, so we need to choose that. And the last thing we want to choose when we're doing our styling section is millwork bundled separately. So this is any baseboard crown, scribe, any type of moldings that we're going to ship loose. And all we're doing here is choosing styles. We enter the quantities at a later date in each room. So under base, we're going to do finish toe kick. You have an option if you want to increase the height of that standard toe kick, which is 1/4 inch plywood. And you can put the height that you want there. We're going to be using Old World crown. We want some scribe molding. And the last thing is we're going to do some spacer molding, which is found under crown. The difference between spacer and standard 3/4 solid lumber is spacer molding 7/8 thick, which is the thickness of a door that's on a cabinet but held off by the bumper and the hinge. So we're going to do a 7/8 spacer molding up to 4 inches thick. And when you're doing things like solid lumber or spacer molding, put a note as to where you're using it so that the project manager can get it correct on your drawings. So we've put everything in. I'm saving that styling section. Now, my island is a different finish, and I could click here on new styling section and go through that whole process again. If everything's the same other than the wood and the finish, I like to just copy the styling section. And when I do that, it's going to come up with a new styling section. And when our computer works, I'm going to click up here and get rid of the word copy. And the island in this case is going to be hickory. And now you'll see there are red marks where we've got issues. So I'm going to go to my finish and choose stain. And I can't stain an MDF panel. So by clicking on the actual name, it takes me to that particular item. Change it to a veneered center panel. I'm doing the same thing on the drawers, but on drawers, you have to choose between horizontal or vertical graining when you're doing veneer panels. So now we have both styling sections, and it's time to add a room. I'm going to zoom in on this a little bit. The triangles will let you fold up that information. So that kitchen we looked at in budget, we're going to start to enter. So when we add a new room, you're given two choices really. New styling section or adding it to an existing styling section. In this case, we are going to add it to the painted section. I'm going to name it. And here we can put in the defaults. I'm not going to do all, but I'm going to save that room. So this takes us immediately to where we can start to enter. We have our styling section here. I'm going to close that so we can actually see the pricing. So here are the system generated items that we're going to have to come back to later. But we're going to add that block, that first block. Save and add items. So this is where we start entering the actual cabinets. I know that the wall cabinet over the refrigerator is less than 30 inches high. I need 39.5 inches, and you can enter quantity in 1/8 inch increments on cabinetry. And so I'm going to increase the depth to 25.5. I need 2 legs, 1 for each side. And the reason we were at 39.5 is we integrate those legs into the cabinet. So the actual wall cabinet is 39.5 plus the 2 legs at 1.5 inches. Leaves you a 36.5 inch opening. We want a finished bottom. And if you don't know a code, you can put in a search And as big as we are, not going to show it all to us. So cheating, I know the code. It's 39.5. I want it applied and I want it the full depth. Next, I'm going to do a wall cabinet, and it's 32.25 inches. I'm not doing anything to that. Wall hood, shiplap box cabinet or hood up to 42 inches. I need to increase my height. And anytime you're entering an item and you're not sure you got the right item, if you click on the information icon, it'll open the catalog to that page so you can confirm that it's what you want. We're going to put a CWP supplied blower and liner in that hood. Another wall cabinet, 32.25 inches wide. High cut corner wall cabinet up to 42 inches high. We increased the depth to 14 and we increased the width to 26. Added the bifold doors. We've now done all the tall end wall cabinets on that wall, so we're going to go back to the base cabinets. And our codes are really quite easy once you start learning them. So when I was doing the refrigerator cabinet, I did not use our commonly paired item offering. But if you've not done this, get with your rep to download commonly paired items. So this is a way to find things quickly without having to search or go back to the catalog. And you can do multiples of that. And in this particular case, we need a removable drawer divider to hold that silverware in place. And we're going to put a wood spice rack on the other side of that divider. A 2-drawer base. It's going to go under our cooktop. It's bumped out 2 inches. One of the drawers, we're going to put in a peg system. And we want to scoop the sides of that drawer, top drawer, to clear the cooktop. And you would put details there when you're turning this into an order. So we have a 13-inch full height drawer base with a knife utensil accessory added to it. And so you can see how easy that is to add those things that normally are associated with that particular cabinet code. Our last base on this wall is a 22.5-inch wide, and that's the exposed dimension. Full height door base. It's a blind corner cabinet. And we're going to put in the 24-inch width. And then we're going to put in a base corner Le Mans 18-inch size. And we've now finished with that one elevation. So rather than boring you anymore with walking through all of that, we're going to look at a completed room. So we've got that. We've now presented it. We've sold it. You're ready to order it. You're going to go right here to new add to order. Every time you open or go to place an order, you're going to get these red stop signs. You have to choose an install target date. This is the day that you would like to see it on your job site. We're going to add the island by clicking on Add Rooms. We review the styling section. Confirm that. And if you're like me, sorry, you've probably just gone through this, but you have the opportunity to go through, double check your pricing. You can edit it, confirm, go to next. It's going to bring back up the styling section for the island. I'm going to go to confirm and next. This is where you would add your drawings. And you now have the opportunity to add multiple drawings. So you could pick up any number of drawings. And upload those. You have to confirm the logo. Once you've done all that, the red marks are all gone. And you click on Submit Order. We're going to ask you to click one more time. If you realized you forgot an attachment, you have another opportunity. And then you're going to get this little pop-up that says further updates to room and styling section in this order not possible. And all this means is within the project portion of our website, you can't make changes. It does not imply or say that when the drawings come back, you can't make changes. So, and just that quickly, we've placed the order.